want to be an intrapreneur, you truly need to understand the business from a much deeper perspective. How does the business work? How does it operate? What are the challenges? Like, you really need to get involved and get in there. Think almost like an executive would. Who are the competitors? What are they doing? What does the future of the organization look like? What products and services is your company thinking about? Looking at the challenges that you're trying to overcome, looking at the hurdles that might exist in the organization, and really getting that executive, that managerial perspective, that management mindset, almost as if you were running the business, right? So imagine that the company that you're a part of is the company that you own. Think about the things that you would need to know, right? You would have a much deeper understanding of the business than simply saying, oh, this is what we do, this is who our competitors are. So don't just look at the company from a surface level, you actually have to go deep. And the real reason why you want to go deep is because you are trying to come up with ideas that will change the organization. You are trying to come up with ideas that will improve how the company operates. Now, it's true, some of these ideas might be simple, like how to better improve meetings, but some of these ideas might also be big, like a new product or service that you think the company should be focusing on. But you really can't come up with these solutions until you understand the business. And when you do that, when you pitch your idea, you will be able to already foresee what potential rejections might be. You will already be able to foresee the potential opportunities, the impact that your ideas might have. But if you just focus on the surface level, you might just constantly come up with different ideas, and the people that you're presenting it to are just going to say, man, you really don't understand the business. That could never work here. You want to make sure that you don't get that kind of a response. If you understand the business, that will not happen. Thankfully, there are a couple easy steps that you can take to truly understand the business. The first one is very simple. Just network. Talk to people inside of your company, talk to people outside of the company. It doesn't mean that you're doing this for 5 hours a day, but just make sure to have conversations. If you are able to grab a coffee with your manager, grab a coffee with them, talk to them a little bit, ask them about the future of the organization, ask them about the challenges that they're faced with. Try to get in their heads a little bit and see things from their perspective. Talk to employees in other parts of the business. If you're in marketing, maybe you want to talk to some people who are in the development function or the customer experience function. Really get a sense of what different people are working on, the challenges that they're faced with. That will give you a very good, solid, big picture of the organization. So again, the first step, just network. Talk to people inside and outside of the company, spend time with employees in different roles, different functions, different seniority levels, and get a really good sense of the big picture. The second thing is part of networking actually, and it's really making sure that you spend time with the managers, with the leaders inside of your company. And again, it doesn't just mean that it has to be your direct manager or leader. It could be managers or leaders in other respective functions. It could even be a manager or leader at another company, but that's maybe in a similar or related space. And again, the reason why you want to talk to these people is because typically they have either access to information that you might not have, they've been in the industry longer than you have, and they themselves are very networked. And so you want to kind of tap into that intelligence that they might possess, because that will really help frame your perspective on things for the future. And that will really help guide any potential ideas that you might have. So if you understand the manager's perspective around where they want to take the business, where they might take the team, it'll be that much more helpful for you to take that knowledge and use it for things that you yourself are trying to create. Having these conversations with managers or leaders used to be pretty impossible to do in the past. I mean, if you were to think back 10, 20, 40 years ago, we used to all work inside of very strict corporate hierarchies filled with bureaucracy. And these managers, these leaders, the people at the top of the company, they wouldn't be willing to share any information. In fact, if you were to ask them anything, they would probably laugh you out of the room. But in the business world, we're seeing a big shift towards more openness, transparency, collaboration, communication. And this means that a lot of executives, a lot of managers and companies are more willing to share, more willing to open up. And this is a big change that we're starting to see in the corporate world. So I want to encourage you to really grab onto that change with both hands. Take advantage of this shift towards being more transparent that the business world is starting to see. And so now if you want to have conversations with managers, with executives at your company, a lot of organizations are actually saying, great, we would love you to do that. a lot of employees are still a little bit scared and skittish and not wanting to have these conversations or to approach their managers or leaders. But if you can do it, you will be one step ahead of everybody else. So really take advantage of the managers, of the leaders inside of your organization. Again, especially because of this big shift to transparency and because we're starting to see a shift in what the role of the manager even is. Managers are now focusing much more on serving the employees. And one of the best ways that managers can serve you is by giving you information and helping you and removing roadblocks from the path that will lead you to success. So have those conversations, take advantage of the managers and of the leaders inside of your company. Another strategy that you can use to learn more about the business is to just research some things on your own time. You might be able to watch some YouTube videos. You might be able to participate in some of the community discussions that might exist. Again, this doesn't mean that you need to spend hours and hours every single day knowing the ins and outs and every aspect of the business, but you can spend a couple minutes here or there reading about the industry, checking out some relevant news that might be out there, just to kind of be aware of things that are impacting your organization and what the future might actually bring. The next strategy is simply getting involved at work. Participate in focus groups, participate in surveys. If there are beta programs that the company has, take advantage of them. Just really be a part of all the different types of resources and groups and organizations and things that your organization has going on. The more ingrained, the more involved with these things you can become, then the more of a deeper understanding you will have about the business, the employees, the managers, the executives, everything about how that company operates. Lastly, you can participate in industry groups. You can attend conferences, you can go to events. There are all sorts of different organizations and institutions and associations that exist out there that do a really good job of providing guidance and direction and resources for whatever industry you might be a part of. So if you're in the pharma space, take a look at some of the associations and industries and conferences out there that might exist. If you are in human resources, again, take advantage of some of the great associations or conferences or networking groups that might exist out there so that you can really learn more about how the industry is changing and as a result, how your organization might need to change in the future. It really is true what they say. Knowledge is power. And the more knowledge and information you have about the business and how it operates, the better ideas you will be able to come up with for how you can positively impact the organization going forward. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Check out futureofworkpodcast.com for more content. And do me a favor, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you.